All right. I'm doing a full album review of A Day to Remember's big old album, Volume 1, released out on March 21st, 2025. Um, I wanted to give this album a really solid listen through because A Day to Remember has a special place in my heart. The album Homesick is probably one of my favorite albums of all time. And every album, probably the next two or three after that were good. And then there was a period of like a long time, like 5 to 7 years of, it seemed like rushed albums that weren't, they were just trying to push music out there, or they didn't really focus real hard on it or something. I don't know what was going on. It just wasn't what all the fans were used to. And just in general, I will say this new A Day to Remember album, it did not disappoint, and it actually caught me by surprise. I was not expecting it to be this good. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to listen to the songs and review them as soon as I hear the song. I've listened to this album probably the most I've listened to A Day to Remember in years. And I just listened. Here's the set list right here. Set list, track list. Make It Make Sense. I just listened to. I mean, you can't come back harder than that song. That song's got everything you want in it. Got a catchy chorus. It's got. I love A Day to Remember when they do the little pauses. Like they'll have like a, and then like have a big drop. They did that in this song. This song is definitely for A Day to Remember to come back that strong with that song. That's a 10 out of 10 song for me. That's everything that I'm looking for. So there's one down. Good start. Great start. On the feedback. So feedback. Wow. It is one of their singles off the album, and I know a lot of people feel some type of way about singles, but man, that is a great number 2 song. I just get into that one. Especially like one of the standout parts of this whole album is on Feedback when Jeremy, the lead singer, goes, "Peace, don't." Oh man, that's something. That is classic. That's classic. A Day to Remember right there. So I really, I'm so happy. I'm very happy about Feedback. 10 out of 10 for Make It Make Sense. Just for choice, honestly, choice of where that song is definitely the second best so far out of the two. Feedback, man, that's number 1 for me right now. That's still, I hate to do this. 10 out of 10. 2 10 out of 10s back to back for me. All right, off to Bad Blood. All right, Bad Blood, still solid. I don't think it's quite as good as the first two. There's a cool breakdown in there. A lot of repeats, but for placement on the album, pretty good. For sound, still solid. Can still get stuck in your head. Still solid 7. Still a solid 7. All right, All My Friends. Now I know All My Friends is a it sounds this is like one of their it's going to be like a cringy song for a lot of people, but for me, this is the first song that really got stuck in my head, and it's definitely a little cringy. I'm going to give it another listen again right now. So it's stuck in my head the rest of the day, but man, is it catchy. Cringe aside. Let's see. All right. After another listen through to All My Friends, yeah, same feeling as before. It's very, like, almost Blink 182, like, I'd say. They did the classic A Day to Remember counting in song. They said 1, 2, 3 at one point. No breakdowns. A lot of, like, the family crowd vibe, you know, with like a group in the background saying the same thing. But oh shit, here we go again, another night out here with all my friends. That little line gets stuck in my head nonstop. So we'll give that a. I could go as high as an 8 here, but we'll stick with 7. I'm gonna stick with a 7 on that one. Still good, still freaking good, but man. So let's see. To the Death. I think the first 4 are my most listened to right now. All right, To the Death. Wow, yeah, okay. To the Death, another good one. That's like the first one I can like imagine myself at the show and like people moshing. Just a little mosh pit going on. There's some nice breakdowns in there. There's 2. The first one's in the beginning, and then later on, Jeremy says, "There's something I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart," and then it's just a big like, "F you," and then everyone goes crazy. So, yeah, that's another good one. I think that's a little bit better than All My Friends and Bad Blood. I'm gonna give that an 8. It's still pretty dang good. Now, Flowers. I've heard this one a few times. I still think it's pretty good, but I will say, like, A Day to Remember is kind of masters of, like, making cringy stuff sound pretty good. There's a lot of, like, cringe, like, phrases in this song, and I'm going to re-listen now, and I'll point those out, but the song's still catchy and still sounds good. I was surprised. But let's see. Let's see.
You know what's smart?
Yeah, after re-listening to that, a couple things. It's like a sweet song, kind of, and he's kind of reflecting on life. And I mean, one of the main lines is, "I don't want to wait till the party's over to say everything I should say sober." So it's almost like a reflection of his life and like relationships that he's had, something like that. And then what was weird was there's like a pseudo breakdown. It's like a soft breakdown, but there's a screaming part. And I like A Day to Remember because like their screams, I can kind of understand what they're saying. But this one just doesn't fit the song at all. It's respect earns respect. It's strange. I don't know. I didn't really like this song, so I'm gonna give this like a. It's still catchy enough, and it's not like annoying. So I'll say like, we'll go 5 out of 10, right in the middle. Let's go to LeBron now. All right, LeBron. Okay, that's an interesting song, and I just picked up on what they were talking about here. It seems like they realized that they were killing it in like 2016 era. There's actually a line in there, something. Actually, you know what? Let's just look it up. Like it's 2016, and I'm LeBron, like LeBron James. There's some good stuff in here. Let's see. LeBron lyrics. Day to Remember. Lyric genius. Well, if it ain't one thing, goddamn, it's another. For every shot you make, they judge you on all the others. Yeah, that's a good line. For every shot you make, they judge you on all the others. So, like, hey, like, we made Homesick. Why are you guys judging this other album here? We're just trying to put something together for you. So you can never understand what I do for real. You only do for pretend. It's true. You'll see it when I'm long gone. Like, hey, don't judge our stuff. We're doing our best here. Bring home another dub from my city and run like it's 2016 and I'm LeBron. How many rings I need for you to say I'm the one, the one, the one? All you half-ass critics go have the day you deserve. There's a big damn difference between something given and something earned. So you could never understand what I do for real, you do for pretend. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, we're a band. You're just a critic. If you're looking for mercy, that's something I can't give because it's not worth winning if you can't win big. Bring home another dub. Yep, I'm right here on stage. It feels like an ending song. That's what I didn't like about it. No real breakdowns, I'd say. But still, I like the background. I mean, hey, you just put a middle finger to everyone that like was hating on their most recent albums, which I talked about in the beginning. So, Die For Me is next. Let's see what that's all about. I forget what it sounds like.
You know what's smart?
Alright, Die For Me. That was honestly a kind of forgettable song for me. I know it was there. It just didn't really hit home, and I see why. Um, Die For Me for sure has that, like, All American Rejects slash Fall Out Boy just coming out feel to it. More poppy for sure. Um, I didn't really get much out of this one. It was kind of fell into a lull here after To the Death. I haven't really had many breakdowns. It's all been like reflective. It seems like a past relationship of some sort. I know Miracle's gonna go hard. Let me look up Same Team real quick. I think Same Team is good too, if I remember. I purposely didn't listen for a day, just so it's kind of somewhat memorable. Oh, there's a video too, so I'll try to play that a little bit. Here we go. Ooh, coming back strong with Miracle. I really like that song. Music video was in a church and it got red at the end, especially during the breakdown. Breakdown was good. Definitely the longest song on the album, and I think this came out in like 2022 or something crazy. Definitely a return to form after those 3 lull songs. Heavier breakdown. He's got like his right here, right now phrase goes pretty hard. I gotta give that's a nice little comeback and flow of the album, I'd say. Probably to keep up the pace towards the end, and I think that would probably be My Feeling Is 7. My Feeling Is 7 for that. It's pretty damn good, but I want to go 8 so bad, but something was missing in that. I don't know what it was. Yeah, solid. So let's go to Same Team. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was a good one. Very creative. Jeremy kind of takes you on a journey with his voice there. He brings you up and then plateaus, and then when the breakdown comes, he kind of devolves everything to a dun 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 dun. Pretty cool. Yeah, as far as flow, right after Miracle, that fits nicely. That's a 9 out of 10. I like that song. That was a cool one. Yeah, that was a return to form for sure. That was a, hey, like, we can still freaking do this shit, bro. So, yeah, I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. That was solid. Very happy about that one. Let's go to Silence. All right, Silence. Interesting song. The best way I can describe that, you're just going on like a really angry walk. There's a little breakdown in there. I could see this being like a song they play as like after one of their bigger songs and watching the crowd's head bob. Nothing really stands out in that one. Like I said, it's kind of a trog through the song, or kind of like angry walking. That's the best way I can describe it. You're just like, so I think it's definitely leans on the heavier side, but I think I'm gonna give it a 6. It's got some high key piano tunes that kind of threw me off. It almost felt like it'd be something that it'd be the background music to a wrestling stars horror movie. That's what I thought of when I was listening to that. So I'm happy with a 6 on that. Not bad, not great. All right, let's see the last song, Closer Than You Think. Okay. Yeah, Closer Than You Think. Definitely a solid ending song. I think it definitely belongs there. It definitely like the riffs, a lot of it sounded like it could have been plucked right from a Blink-182 song. But yeah, I mean, it's a good listen, and it kind of is like a cliffhanger. Like, it leaves you wanting more for sure. Longest song on the album, last song. But that's a That's a tough one. I think I'd give this a 6 out of 10. So overall, I mean, let's take a look at the album cover too. It's a cool little album cover. Why won't this get bigger? That's weird. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Just show me the picture, Jesus. Oh, I can't. Oh my God. Got a little Green Day-esque. You got the whole band. You got a bunch of people that are probably close to them. You got a bus, a tour bus. You got. It reminds me of Dookie. It reminds me of the album Dookie by Green Day. So definitely cool. I like their artwork. Pretty neat. Looks like someone sketched it. And then you got like a big. Yeah, this is cool. Cool album art. Overall, I would give the album, big old album, for a Day to Remember. It hits all the points that you want it to hit. He talks some shit. There's a lot of breakdowns. Drums carry this album through. I didn't mention it a whole lot, but there were some songs where the drums really come in hard. There's some decent breakdowns. I'm going to have to stamp this an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Yeah, that feels right. I could go as high as 9. If that lull 3 songs and the ending was a little bit stronger, man, but that is a great return to form for A Day to Remember, and I really hope they come out with more stuff soon, because, man, that was a fun one. I was very caught off guard by that, and yeah, it just makes me excited that they're back. The boys are back. Definitely a couple things like hit me while listening to it. Like they made a comment of Thin Lizzy, the boys are back in town. They talked about LeBron. They talked about critics. They talked about past relationships. They talked about doing things right now. You know, like, man, I don't seem super excited, but I'm excited. I'm really happy they're back. So, first album review, 8 out of 10. Big old album, A Day to Remember. Thanks for watching.